Hey guys, King of Charmanders here. Today I bring to you the best Kushala Daora bow build, Daora Sagrittarii. This video analyzes the best build for the Kushala Daora bow. We will analyze multiple builds and compare their overall damage and skills. We will also take a close look at the weapon itself and why it is the most powerful ice elemental weapon in the entire game so far. Alright, let's jump right into it. We have first the Kushala Daora bow analysis, damage, and equipment skills. Long ago, I predicted the next super weapon that would be similar to the Black Diablo's bow, and here it is. I told you so. I hate to tell you I told you so. Well, you probably already knew it, but I told you so. The Daora Sagrittarii is the newest super weapon with charge level 3 at damage level 4. As you see in this image right here, you have charge level 3 and charge level 4. For most bows, as you see on the left, we have the Diablo's bow. It, at charge level 3, gives spread level 3, and at level 4, it gives rapid level 4. However, for the Black Diablo's bow and the Daora Sagrittarii, you see that charge level 3 gives you a damage level 4, so it's spread level 4, instead of the other one around, which is the Diablo's bow, which is spread level 3. And this matters because level 4 damage at charge level 3 means it only takes 2 blinks to get level 4 damage versus 3 blinks, which most bows have to do to get to level 4 damage. So most bows need 3 blinks or charge level 4 to do level 4 damage. The Daora Sagrittarii is one of the 2 bows currently in the game that don't need that. You need just charge level 3 to do damage level 4. In addition, this also allows you to charge sidestep faster, allowing you to avoid attacks, get into maximum damage range, and reposition faster during hunts. Next up, we have the Kushala bow charge level 3 at damage level 4 analysis. Here we take a look at how charge level 3 at damage level 4 affects the battle. We are comparing the Kushala bow versus the best accessible bow at grade 10.5, which is the Legiana bow. Before Kushala Daora bow came into existence, the Legiana bow was the most powerful one. With a charge difference in charge levels taken into account, Kushala bow does 3,743 damage versus the Legiana bow's 2,883. The website I'm using is mhn.quest. I will put that in the video description, but is also able to calculate the compensation you get by having 1 less charge level, and as you see right here, it does a lot, because that's nearly 30% more damage. That's huge, enormous, phenomenal. To be exact, it's 29.83, but if we round it up, that's 30%. That is enormous, and like I mentioned, holy crud, that is a lot of damage. As mentioned before, this doesn't even take into account the ability to charge sidestep faster. So that data is a lot more consistent because you're able to reposition faster and fire faster at weak points, making the Kushala Daora bow extremely powerful. And now here's the best Kushala bow build. This build has a practical theoretical damage assessment of 4,888 at grade 10.5. So when it's maxed out. The build maxes out Kushala Frostwind, allowing maximum damage without complete reliance on critical damage. So, it will also pressure the wind pressure and dragon wind pressure reduction, so you get the most out of Kushala Frostwind with this build. Weakness Exploit also adds extra critical damage at 20% and is easier to target thanks to the spread shot type. So, Weakness Exploit level 1 is what you get for, I believe I think it's the Vambraces or the coil, either one of those, but either one of those will give you Weakness Exploit level 1, which again increases your affinity by 20% when you attack a monster's weak spot. And the spread shot type allows you to target a lot easier because you literally just go straight up in his face and shotgun, or not the face, if the face is the weak point, or whatever weak point you are, go close to it and literally shotgun it off. And it's so satisfying to see all those critical hit markers whenever you do it. It's absolutely amazing. In addition, Windproof level 3 and Evade Extender level 1 provide extra defensive skills. Evade Extender level 1 is really great with this, especially with Spread Shot, because you're able to reposition faster. That slight little difference that level 1 gives you is actually really noticeable. Overall, one of the best parts about this build is Part Breaker level 1. Increased 5% on part damage accumulated may not seem like a lot, but the ability to stun monsters by breaking parts even a little faster should not be underestimated. If you are a Black Diablo's bow main, you will love this build because it does give you that 1 level of part breaker, and if you have thousands of battles with the Black Diablo's bow and that level 8 part breaker level 1 with it, you know just how powerful it can be. And getting you those extra wyvern gem shards is never a bad thing, especially if you need to break the parts that give you that extra chance at it. Part breaker works especially well for spread shop types because you can focus on that particular part. Like I mentioned before, it's literally you could close up in shotgun whatever weak part it is, and if you manage to damage it, well guess what? You can just sit there and blast away at it. It's so satisfying.
Maybe I didn't make myself clear! Shotgun!
And if you want a shotgun using the best Kushala build, well here it is. You must have the Kushala Daora build at grade 8 or grade 10 or higher, or as high as you can get it. The Azaratlos helmet at grade 6. The Kushala Daora mail at grade 8. The Kushala Daora van braces at grade 8, the Kushala Daora coil at grade 8, and the Gyrototus greaves at grade 6. So how does the best build measure up against other builds? Well, here's the best Kushala build damage analysis versus other builds. We will take a look at how the best build goes against other builds in terms of damage. As we see here, the best build isn't the highest damage build. One of my friends pointed something out to me, and I think someone else did. They were like, oh, it's not the best build because it doesn't do the most damage. Well, that might not actually be fact. You see, the best build loses out to 2 pieces of Kushala gear and latent power. However, it barely loses. But it barely loses at 4,888 versus 4,922. In fact, it's so small, it's literally less than 1%. 0.69% to be exact versus the highest damage. That's a very nice number, by the way. When damage difference is minimal, it's important to take a look at other factors because damage might be conditional or there's something that makes another build better. Latent power is conditional. You have 2 Kushala Frostwind pieces, critical iron focus 5 beating out by literally 0.69%. So why is this the best build, King of Charmanders, versus the other 2, which do higher damage? Again, just because you do the highest damage doesn't necessarily mean it's the best. However, there is a critical skill that the others are missing if you're curious about it. So, there's a critical skill that the best build has that the others don't. But what are the skills? Well, here they are. This is the best Kushala build skills versus the other top builds. We will now take a look at the equipment skills of the best Kushala build versus the other top build equipment skills. So if you compare everything together, not only does the best build barely lose out damage-wise, literally barely 0.69%, but it also has Kushala Frostwind level 3 maxed out and Part Breaker level 1. That is absolutely huge. Again, for those of you who have used Black Diablo's bow before, it has Part Breaker 1 at grade 8. 1 level Part Breaker is an enormous difference. And if Kushala Frostwind ends up becoming something meta in the future, you know, for future Elder Dragons, well guess what? You have it maxed out so that wind pressure reduction from Dragon and wind pressure, you max it out. The highest damage build may be a little higher and have extra crit, but loses out on the extra Frostwind level and does not have any notable bonus skills. No, seriously, 1 level Part Breaker and that extra level of Frostwind is huge. And just because all the damage perms right there are like, it's not the best build because it's not the highest damage. Highest damage, again, doesn't mean the best. You're missing a lot of good skills, 2 to be exact, that are really, really good in the long run. And the damage difference is so minimal, you're not even going to notice it in battle. Seriously, 44 or like 0.69, that's not noticeable at all. And latent power is still losing out here with no Frostwind bonuses, but it does have burst level 2, which isn't amazing to begin with. In comparison to the other ones, it's clear that the best Kushala build is amazing versus everything else. To sum it up, it's worth to max out Frostwind at level 3 and have Part Breaker level 1 while only sacrificing a tiny portion of damage. If you are a Black Diablo's bow main or use it, you can attest to how powerful just 1 level of Part Breaker can be. So it's totally worth it in the end to have all these extra skills versus, again, literally 0.69 more damage. In addition, the best Drift Smelt Kushala build, again, Drift Smelted Kushala build, will use this build. And this best build will actually overtake the highest damage build when you compare the full Drift Smelt builds compared side by side. And I will create a separate video for that full Drift Smelt build when I finally have it. I'm going ham against Kushala Daora, so I should have it soon. Well, not really soon, but, you know, Drift Smelting can take a while, but I already have a full build in comparison to others, so as someone with experience, having an actual full Drift Smelt build as long as you put the effort into it, you could probably get it, and hopefully you're lucky enough to get all the 5 slots relatively quickly. In my case, it took me 112 drift smelts to get my first full build, so hopefully for my Kushala Daora, the best full drift smelted build, it won't take me as long, or I'll get relatively quickly. But again, drift smelting could take a second, so once I have everything put together, I'll go ahead and make that video. But while I'm trying to get that full drift smelt build, I'm going to be practicing with this weapon a lot. So here's best build, live hunts, and analysis. For these live hunts, I am using Kushala Bow at grade 7.5. This is of course using the best Kushala build. The battles are also sped up at 1.25 times the speed to make them go a little faster. As you see here, I'm actually able to shred a lot of monsters using this build. Now they're relatively the same level, but you're going to see me go against a 8-star Tobi-Kadachi and a Pasarios. Of course, those two 8-star monsters aren't weak to ice, so we're going to see just how much that spread damage can measure up without that elemental weakness using charge level 3 and spread level 4. I'm also still trying to get the feel for spread shot a little more, but I'll eventually adjust to it and get better with more practice. Practice makes perfect. If you put effort into something, you're going to get better at it, and you're going to be able to either master it or closely master it, or master it and find ways to slowly make it better step by step. As you see right here, I fastly just destroy the 7-star Sisiaku and 7-star Black Diablos, and it's nuts at how fast they went down. But of course, sometimes you're going to hit a wall. In this case, the wall for us is an 8-star Radoban. And I slowly learned that Part Breaker level 1 is really useful against armored monsters like Radoban to break down weak spots faster. And I really like Pierce level 4 at charge level 4 because if the monster happens to go far just like this Radoban did, I can just charge 1 extra level and get a Pierce type instead. This gives you a lot of flexibility, so if you're good at recognizing your monster's distance and switching off between the two types when it's appropriate, you're going to be able to have a lot of damage, and it does really well against this Radoban, and it's absolutely insane. I'm like, wow, this weapon is amazing. It's at 7.5, I'm using only the Kushala Frostwinds, and despite the fact that the Radoban is extremely powerful and tanky, it's just absolutely destroying it and shredding through it. And I'm not playing to my best of my ability, because like I mentioned, I still need practice. Overall, I'm loving this bow and can't wait to max out to grade 7.5. It takes out its elemental weaknesses pretty quickly. And when it's not elementally weak, like this Pasarios right over here, it can still do some work with that high raw damage as long as you're really good at targeting the spots that do more damage. For example, like here, we see Pasarios' head open up, so now the head is weak. And you're just getting a first look. Well, not first look. If you're using this bow already, you know how good it is. But if you are convinced and you are a bow user and you're like, should I really go after this thing if I'm raiding after a bunch of Kushala anyways? Well, here's the evidence. With the raw damage alone, look at how much I'm just blasting through Pasarios' weak spots. And mind you, I haven't had full practice with this weapon yet. These are literally the first few hunts I've had with this weapon, and I'm going to continue to practice with it so I can maximize my damage output and my skill with the weapon. Hopefully this video helps you decide whether or not you want to build the Daora Sagrittarii. And please ignore the epic fail of that special skill right over there. Oh god, that was terrible. And I will be making a separate video once I have the full drift smelt build for the Kushala Bow. Of course, full drift smelt builds again take a minute. So, well, I'm gonna go ham for it, so hopefully my luck graces me and I'm able to get that drift smelt build pretty quickly. Especially with a certain monster coming back, so I'm going to need those drift stones from that particular monster type, so I'm going to be slaying it a lot so that I can get those drift stones to make my full build. And it's totally worth it because the super weapons, that's what I call these type of weapons that are stronger than any other weapon in the game. Yes, the Black Diablos bow and the Kushala Daora bow, the Daora Sagrittarii, are the two most powerful weapons in Monster Hunter right now. That's why I call them super weapons, and they're totally worth going after. If you don't have them, you don't know how powerful they are, and you can't really compare because you don't have them, so you can't use them. But if you do have them and you use them, oh my gosh, you can attest. These are really, really good. Please do me a huge favor, like, subscribe, and comment for YouTube algorithm. Hopefully you're getting all the drops you need for the Kushala Daoras that you are slaying, and I'm going to need a lot of luck for all these rarity 6s I'm going to need. Again, good luck on your grinds, good luck on your Kushala hunts, and I will see y'all on the next video.